Hi guys, so this week you have two more sections of your CEE paper that you will be submitting. So this week you'll be working on your data analysis as well as your planning pieces of your paper. So I wanted to review this briefly with you all. So for your data analysis, first things first, make sure that the top of your paper says data analysis and the font is bold and it begins on the first line. So what are some strengths of your community? Not the communities such as Robinson County, Bladen County as such. What are the strengths of the people that you chose, whether it's the soccer team or it's the church group ladies or men or whatever that group is that you chose? Is it the children? Okay, so what are the strengths of those people, of that community, meaning the people? For example, do they receive some type of health education from another source? Do they see a provider regularly? Those are just some quick examples. You will then identify a Healthy People 2020 objective that applies to your project. So you will click here and it will bring you to this site here, Healthy People 2020. Once you are here, you're going to need to look under the alphabet that you see and you're going to have to decide, okay, which one of these applies to me? Now, these are very general until you actually click on one of them. So let's think back to the CEE outline I did a demonstration on, and my topic was hand hygiene. So I would look through here and determine which one of these is the closest relation to hand hygiene. Um, if you don't know, you can try Googling. I actually did, and I just Googled which Healthy People 2020 objective relates to hand hygiene, and that's how I found mine. So for hand hygiene, mine would be located here under Education and Community-Based Programs. I'm going to click this link. It's going to bring me to another tab, and this gives me the overview. So education and community-based programs, and we're looking at preventing disease and injury, improving health, and enhancing quality of life. What is important here is to click on the objectives because you have to get your objective number as well as the objectives to put into your paper. So click objectives, and this reminds me there's umbrellas. There's big umbrellas here, and under each one of these umbrellas is smaller subcategories. So you're going to read through the big umbrella, the big overview, to find which one relates to your topic. So this one doesn't because it's talking about violence and tobacco, so that's not related to hand hygiene. This one again is talking about violence, unintentional injury, so that's not one for me. This is talking about health education, like knowledge and skills. That's still really not what I'm looking for. And then I get to this one, and it talks about health and personal health and wellness in the following areas: hand hygiene, oral health, growth, development. So this is the one that I want for hand hygiene. Now, under the big umbrella that here, remember, are the little subcategories. So now I want to come down here since I found my big overview. Now, which one of these subcategories fits what I need? So let's see. The first one says, well, look at there. Provide school health education in hand washing and hand hygiene. This is the one I need. So this is my objective and my number, and then I will simply copy and paste. I'll copy and paste this part here into my paper, making sure that I use direct quote citation. Okay. All right, so that's how you find that. So now let's go back to our paper and continue to go through it. This tells you how to access it, which is what I just showed you. Select one objective, which we just did. Remember, the goal of your project must directly address the objective you chose, and that one did. My topic was hand hygiene, and my objective from Healthy People was about teaching about hand hygiene. And you need to then explain why this objective applies to your topic. You're then going to start a new paragraph. You're going to identify nursing diagnosis or diagnoses, so one or more, that apply to your community. Again, your community meaning the people you are teaching. Is it the children? Is it the soccer team? It's important to remember that the nursing diagnosis you choose applies to the community you have identified for your project, and it should be addressed with your intervention. Your intervention meaning, what are you teaching about and how are you teaching that? Okay, so that is your data analysis part. Next up is your planning. Okay, again, making sure that you have the header, and that it is centered and it is in bold and it says planning. The planning section should include a list of goals or objectives. People use those interchangeably for your project. So, what do you hope that the learners, your community, your people you are teaching, what do you want them to gain from your intervention, from your presentation? Details about your planned intervention. So, talk about that planned intervention and the rationale for your intervention. And remember, there is a paper posted, a sample PDF paper posted that does this piece. What research was done to develop your educational intervention? So, what research did you do in order for you to develop? So, you developed your educational intervention. How do you plan to evaluate the effectiveness of that teaching, of that intervention? And why did you choose this evaluation method? And that is the two parts that are due this week. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out, and I'll be in touch.